Well, all right, guys, what is going on? There is so much to talk about in this short video here. It's been a crazy week. What's going on? I mean, with the crazy drones in the sky. And I wonder, when they talk about the crazy Jersey drones, right? They always pop up and they always say, well, it could be Russia, it could be China, it could be this, it could be Iran. Why is it that nobody ever says and pops the question, right? Just like when you get down on one knee and you pop that question to your wife and you say, what about APAC drones? Why do these look so vaguely familiar? Can we take some footage of the Gaza skies? And then take some footage of the Jersey skies. Do we see some resemblance there at all? Anyway, that's just cringe. That's just cringe. Stop asking questions. Quick, stop it. You do not get to ask about APAC drones because the lights, they just look so similar. Could it be that Pegasus AI in our skies? And should we be worried about it? Well, I mean, Donald says that they know what they are. They can find them in the garage, but it looks like it's probably coming from an APAC garage. It's an APAC garage somewhere, so we know what they are. Anyway, oh Trump. Anyway, he just says the quiet part out loud. He says it's not the enemy. We know who they are. There are overlords. Let's ask Jenk what he thinks. Anyway, so we know what these things are in the sky. It's obvious. Most of them are just planes that people can't tell the difference between a plane. They can't tell the difference between a plane, a comet, and stuff. But most of these are probably just nonsense. Just your typical drone, military drone that we've sold to a bunch of different countries. So they look very similar to all the other drones that we've sold to the other countries. Anyway, so then we have the TikTok ban. Hopefully it will not happen. And then there's the issue with the Donald Duck in general. One day you like him, one day you don't. One day he says cool things like, we're going to get rid of daylight savings nationwide, the entire of America. We're just going to get rid of daylight savings. And you're like, yes, you nailed it. I'm so glad you're going to be the president. And then on the same day, he says, everybody that was going to work, everybody had to be in an office space and work from there. And then over COVID, the best part of COVID was they figured out how to do remote work, so that the businesses that didn't actually have to work from an office could not invade the freeway, so that there would be less traffic, so less pollution and a bunch of things. Well, he just wants to reverse that. Everybody who now is comfortable working from home, go back to the office. Don't you think that's going to be a crap storm? Of course it is. But that's why it's people get Tourette's when it comes to Donald, because on one side you're like, yes, you nailed it. You're going to build the wall. And then in the same token, you're like, but you're not going to excavate in front of the wall, right? Build huge trenches and go down to make sure that there's no tunnels underneath the wall. So it's constantly like, yes, oh no, yes, oh no, yes, oh no, with this guy. So he's all over the place. He's doing some things that you're really, really, really happy that he's going to be the president. And then he's also going to do things that are going to be you want to rip out your hair and go no, stop it. Just stop it, man. But anyway, that's Trump. That's what we voted for. Not me. You. I was one of those stand back and stand down, let the women figure it out guy. But everyone else that voted was like, yes, he's going to go in there and take down the Pentagon so we don't waste all of our money. And everybody's like, yes, including me, yes. And then he does something else and you're like, oh no. Anyway, gift ideas. There's cool ideas. But what I wanted to talk about for a second is quantum computer chips. Google has quantum computer chips, which if you put in drones for AI, that could be an interesting thing, disaster in of itself. Anyway, look at those lights. Look at those lights. They're so familiar to the lights we see over Gaza. Not so much in Ukraine, not so much over a bunch of other places, Iran, but they're very similar. Look at all these lights. They look so similar to the Gaza lights. But don't tell the politicians that, because then they're going to get really worried about stuff. Anyway, and the number one thing that we need to really worry about over all of this stuff is not that. It's the cringe that we get from... anyway, just a quick shout out to KNKL. There's a really cool bunch of videos that he does where tutorials on how to draw art. I just sneak that in there while I'm doing this. But the issue that nobody ever wants to talk about, and Elon Musk keeps saying, we know exactly what these things are. Don't worry about these things. But nobody's talking about what is the energy power source of these things. Because if they're staying up in the air for 6 hours, that is the rumor, that these drones can stay in the air for 6 hours. What batteries are they using? And if you put one of these batteries in a Tesla, can you go from Los Angeles to Vegas round trip twice on a single charge? Probably. So he's probably fuming, and that's why he cringes about it. And he makes jokes because he'd love to have those batteries in Tesla. He would be the winner. He'd be ahead of the game. He would be the EV, electric vehicle prince of the world. But he can't use those because the government can't admit that we have amazing batteries that don't suck. Right? So anyway. Please don't shoot the drones. Please don't shoot the drones. First of all, you don't know where the bullets that you're going to shoot. You shoot in the sky and the bullets, they go up and then they go down because gravity. For those people who don't understand gravity and that the earth is not flat, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But on planet Earth, you shoot a bullet in the air and eventually it drops down. And if it drops down and it kills someone like your neighbor, that's going to be a big problem. And then you don't want that on your conscience. And don't shoot things that you don't understand. Again, the power source that some of these projects have or could also be carrying nuclear power stuff, you don't want to shoot at them because the larger the vehicle is, the more damage it causes when it lands on the ground. And that's why we've had so many issues in the drone community because we say, like, most of us, the hobbyists, are only flying drones that are under 250 grams. When one of those drones falls and hits your roof, it does 0 damage. The only person that cries is the owner of the drone who's like, oh no, I'll never get it off that roof now. But that's the extent of the damage. However, if something that's as big as a SUV or bigger than an SUV falls on your roof, then you have a real situation. So don't shoot. Don't shoot. Learn this. Don't shoot at the drones. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video of Cringe.